Guys, I have absolutely sunran the past week and a half with WPT Gold officially launched. The beta version of their site is launched and it's public to anybody who uses the code Rampage. And guys, I had 5,000 to start on my account and now I have over 9,000. So profiting over 4,000 in just like a week and a half, playing some very friendly 1-2 and 2-4 stakes is unbelievable. If you're in America, the site is live for the 46 states. You just have to use the code Rampage and you'll get access into the ring games and you'll play in pretty much the softest site in America. So if you want to hop in, click the link in the description below. I've been live streaming everything. It's just been such a fun experience and I hope you guys try it out. Online poker is officially back in America and you can play for real prizes on Club WPT Gold. Click the link in the description below.
2024 was, well...
It's just gone. Ethan has left the building.
Not my best year.
Rampage Poker just revealed he is on a jaw-dropping $1 million downswing.
Rampage on his last buy-in says, "Send me home."
138k pot. Oh my, the pain. 495,000 Rampages down. This is just tough to watch at this point.
I hate poker. I quit.
How can I possibly win all this back?
For the past 12 months, I have experienced some of the most excruciating losses, and well, the one thing we love about poker is that we are never drawing dead, and I'm kind of feeling optimistic about this week. We got 1 week left of poker. There's amazing tournaments going on for the rest of the year, but let's get you guys caught up on how this year has gone. Going over my poker results, cash games. I have played 45 sessions, and you see the whopping number, minus $268,503 through 213 hours played. Seems like a lot of time wasted, losing a lot of money. Tournaments, let's go into that number. Minus $279,324 through 560 hours played and 170 bullets. Not a great result, and totaling it all up, right now my current hold for 2024 is $547,827. We've got one goal for the rest of the week. It's to find a way to break even, and there's plenty of opportunity. I'm going to play a cash game later today. I'm going to play a bunch of big tournaments at the WPT Festival here. It's going to be sick. There's 10K binds with at least like $10 million in the prize pool. There's a 25K bind that I won 2 years ago for almost $900,000. So you're saying there's a chance. Look, it's going to be a hell of a challenge, but I'm going to try my best. Operation Get the Hell Out of the Hole in the last week of the year.
To start this week off, we're playing a private cash game hosted by the Table 1 guys at Aria. It's a very friendly cash game with very few pros, and actually think of it, why do they keep inviting me? Anyways, if you're in Vegas and you want to play, I highly recommend reaching out to these guys on Twitter or Instagram. But today, I'm bringing $30,000 as my initial buy-in, playing 100, 100, 100 stakes. And upon walking in, I get the vibes we've got a really gambly group today. So it's time to strap in, and with the $200 straddle on, the under the gun player raises to 500, and peeling Jack 9 of spades, I am very much ready to start in on the gambling. I decide to 3-bet to 1,800, and my opponent makes the call, so almost $4,000 in the middle, and I've got Jack high, but the flop is some great news. Matches my hand and Jack 4-5, ready to start pumping some money into the middle as my opponent checks. I fire out 1,000 and he makes the call. Could we play for stacks right off the bat? With a $6,000 pot brewing, the turn is a deuce. My opponent checks again. I'm trying to find a way for my opponent to commit the rest of his money into the middle, and I fire out 3,000, which my opponent elects to say 2 magical words. Okay, well, actually not so magical because my picker is only a 9, but oh well. It's top pair, and for $4,000 more to call, how bad could it be? I'll get out of this $500,000 hole in no time with pots like these. Hand number 2, let's try to win another 10K, shall we? With the $200 straddle on, early position raises to 600, middle position player calls, I call, big blind calls. Flop is 9-9 deuce, multi-way on a flop like this. Action checks to me, and I fire out 1200. The big blind immediately goes to the check raise to 3600 now, and when action folds to me, it seems pretty scary to be honest, facing this check raise, but could still be ahead, or let's just spike a 6, giving me the lead, winning piles of money. I choose the option of hoping to win all the monies, and I call. Turn is a 4, inconsequential, and my opponent goes all in for almost $11,000. Ah, this is pretty annoying. How often can my opponent just do this with some overcards and flush draws? Or how often is my opponent just going to fast play his 9 here? Well, this is not good. I am drawing very thin here in a $31,000 pot. We run it twice. I'm already counting out how much I'm going to owe him, and a 6 on the river! No way! Am I too greedy to ask for another 6 on the second river?
Oh my god. One time,
Okay,
please.
maybe I am too greedy. But we chop this pot and my life is saved. Wow, comment below. Do you think I'm just the luckiest or the worst player to ever exist? Definitely a fine line between the two. Moving along from all the dramatics and roller coaster of emotions, the cutoff raises to 1,000 and I 3-bet my hand to 3,000. He ends up going all in for 8,000. I'm going to call, of course, with a suited 10. We're pretty much playing a tournament style of poker for a $16,000 pot, and I'm the one who's up against pocket 6s. Oh no. We end up running it twice, and he flops a 6 on the first board. Second board, I turn an ace, which is amazing, and bam! He rivers a 6 for a full scoop just after celebrating all of my luck. This time, I actually run into the pure 1-outer myself, and I end up getting scooped to lose this pot. No better way than right on the river, right? What a swing of momentum and emotions here. My opponent literally had 2% to win on this river card, and he used up a 6 in the first run out, so this is just the last 6, man. Oh, this game is really all about the swings, and I'm experiencing it right before my very eyes. I can't say I'm pleased, but I'm even more grateful I was able to chop that last hand for 30,000. Fast forward a few hours, and to close out this session, we stumble into another $30,000 all-in pre-flop pot. It's my ace-king versus his pocket 10s. We're running it out on 2 boards. Flop an ace. That's very good for the first board. And I flop a king on the second board, looking favorably to scoop. Fuck! That seems fair. Chop it up. That 10 really just costed me $15,000 in profits as I settle for a measly chopped pot. No way, man. 2-outer on the second turn for the chop.
All right, don't mind me as I just sit behind this slot machine. End of day 1 on this mission of making $500,000 back. Well, I was in the game for $67,000, out of the game for this assortment of chips. Ranges from 5Ks and ranges to 25Ks. I actually ended up like making money somehow. We played for a very long time. Everyone that won in the game left, and then we ended up playing 5100 PLO, which I didn't really catch much footage of, but slowly crawled out of the hole. I think I was up as much as like 15K and then stuck as much as 15K and ended up with a very modest profit. So good start, I guess. It's not gonna be what I need. Gotta pink a tournament or something to get out of this hole, but maybe I can find some more cash games to spin it up. Good morning from the win. Today's a big day. It's day 2 of this $10,000 WPT main event. About 30% of the field's left, or 40% of the field left, I don't know, something like that. And we're getting closer to the money, and I'm in for 2 bullets, and there's over $3 million for first place. So, today is hopefully a very long day. Gonna play 5 levels of poker, and I could finally break even. And this is the way. I think this is probably my ticket out to win the 500K in 6 days or so. This is probably the one. So I've got average stack about 300,000 chips going into the 6K big blind mark. It's a big day, and let's get into it.
One of the first hands of the day, we go toe-to-toe with one of the best, Kevin Rabichow. If you're familiar with this channel, you know who this is.
Ethan heads up against one of the best no limit hold'em heads up players in the world, Kevin Rabichow.
I raised 10-9 suited from the cutoff, and he calls in the big blind. Going to a flop of ace-king-king, I start with a small bet on this board, and he is a non-believer with a call. Now, the turn, I hit a pair. It's time to charge him on his draws. I fire again, but a little bit bigger this time to 35,000. And once again, Rabichow is undeterred and makes the call. And now the river comes in ace? Oh man, he checks again, and I feel horrible. Now, obviously, my pair is counterfeited. I'm sitting with 10 high, and is this really how I'm going to start off my day 2? Bluffing by far the best player at this table? It's gonna have to be a very large wager. Oh man, I am in agony. If I check here, obviously I know I'll lose for sure, but Kevin is also tricky enough to have some full houses here as well. I take the conservative route and check back. Kevin shows King Jack for a full house and has me beat the entire way. Starting off losing a third of my stack here in the early goings, definitely not the best way to start day 2 in a massive $10,000 tournament with nearly $3 million for first place. Next, with a very playable ace, I put in a raise and the big blind defends. To a flop of King, Queen, Jack, we flop the nuts? Now, this is what I'm talking about. I throw a small bet out there, which is followed by a massive all-in. He just jams. I'm sitting with Broadway, the stone-cold best hand right now. Of course I'm going to snap call and find myself in an amazing spot against his 2-pair kings and jacks. I'm a massive favorite to win, but that doesn't stop the nerves from kicking in. Even as an 82% favorite, anything can happen in this game, as you guys know, and I'm praying the 18% doesn't come. Phew, I can breathe again as my opponent is eliminated and I add these newfound chips to my stack.
Just came in today with 313,000 chips. We just finished level number 1 out of 5, so 20% of the way through day 2. Currently have 420,000 going into 8K big blind. Good luck, us.
This tournament is tough. Like this brand new table featuring 2 of poker's best, Mike Wang and Brock Wilson, with nearly 7 million and 10 million respectively in career tournament cashes. All of poker's brightest stars are out competing for that $3 million prize, and I hope to just get in the way of them. There's only 490 players left, and there's just one issue.
It's been 3 hours since I've talked to you, which means I have been card dead for 3 straight hours, 2 whole levels. We're playing out 90-minute levels, and I haven't shown a hand. So bad news is that I'm card dead, and I've been folding for 3 hours. And I have very little chips. Those are all the bad news. I've got 25 big blinds moving forward. Good news, there's 392 players left, I guess. So that's a thing. So we're like under 100 players away to be in the money. 299 make it. It's 19. It's pretty much $20,000 for min cash. And I need some help. I would like to not be card dead, or I'm in trouble. So yeah.
What you got here? What do you got?
I need help.
I got my guy. You got what's going on here?
Oh, here's Joey. I don't know. I'm experimenting. I don't really know.
Oh yeah. How's it
going?
going?
Not as fancy as you.
How many you got?
Look, 300,000 chips.
Okay. Guess how much I got?
So many. I saw your jack.
610K now.
That's okay. I saw you just started recording and you just went.
I know the jack. I'm like, oh my god. You see that? I was in shock. I'm like, how's this possible? I was in shock. This is my turn of life. I was in shock. Yeah. What's this setup here? Show Rampage. I've never seen him like this before.
I'm trying.
Let's get it. Okay.
Joey's. Where are you? There you are.
It's like the,
I can't even point the camera.
Shout to Alec. He's working hard.
Zoom in.
All right, kid. We need you to get this one down. Get unstuck for the year. If you win, you're gonna be unstuck for the year.
I need to win.
Let's fucking go.
I would like to win.
Please.
Let's both win.
That would make me so happy if you make a final table Rampage. Let's go. All right, good luck.
We got 4 more days.
Let's go.
Hopefully more days of this.
With 331 players left, very close to making it in the money, another dangerous spot appears. I've blinded my way down to a minimal 13 big blinds, and I raise pocket 10s from early position. I don't even want to see a flop or get action, as my tournament life may be at risk at any point now. each fold gets me one step closer to increasing my stack by 25%. And as the big blind folds, we are officially playing hand for hand.
We do it late. 10 deuce will be on. Tip 321. We are all in on a flop of 10, 3 deuce rainbow, no diamond, 10 of spades, 3 of clubs, deuce of hearts. We're going to see the hands. We have pocket queens against queen 10. Queen 10 is at risk. Our short stack's at risk. Queen 10, queen of hearts, 10 of diamonds. There's pocket queens. We're going to see a turn card. Say 3 of hearts. Player will need a 10 on the river to stay alive. Only a 10. And the river card. 5 of clubs. We did lose a player that hand. Congratulations, every remaining player. You are now in the money. 299 players currently remaining.
All right.
Players, there's 5
time to bag up.
Of this level
Lovely.
that will roll into tomorrow. We are going to bring out bags.
Good morning, it's day 3 today, and I'm feeling the pressure. We've guaranteed $19,600 and playing for $3 million for first place. With only 12 big blinds, I'm going to be all in a lot. I'm gonna need some luck here, but I'm staring down the barrel of a complete catastrophe of a year, but maybe, just maybe, with a touch of good luck, it can all be turned around. The nerves are settling in, as within a few moments, my fate is decided with how lucky I can be today. There is zero time to waste here. 2 minutes in and we are dealt a pair on the button. With 15 big blinds when it folds to me, it's time to close my eyes and just hope for 2 more folds. Big blind commits his stack. It's his ace king versus my pocket deuces. I'm a very, very slight favorite, but at 52%, this is merely a flip. With everything on the line, we need this. What a painful ace to see. With only 2 cards to come, my opponent finds the crucial double up, and now I'm left with crumbs. Hopes of succeeding in this challenge lies on my final remaining 3 big blinds, but there's no time to sulk as we see a welcome sight of pocket 8s, an absolute premium given the situation I'm in, and I'm all in, followed by a blind call from the big blind, and his 10-3 offsuit up against my pocket 8s is no good, as it feels like I've found some newfound life. From 3.5 big blinds up to 8, we've got a long road to recovery, but at least I'm still fighting in this tournament. Now things get tricky in this next hand as the unknown player min raises, and off of my 8 big blinds left, I look down at Jack 4 suited. It's not a pretty hand, but given how few chips I have left, it's time to make the call and put myself in spots where I may have to gamble. Flop comes ace, jack, deuce, and this is not a great one seeing this ace, but a jack seems okay. I start with a check and my opponent bets 25,000. Hitting a pair here feels like an absolute mandatory call. Now off to another ace on the turn. This time feeling a lot more confident. I may have the best hand and I definitely want some protection. I bet 90,000 here, leaving very few chips behind. Can I get called by worse pairs? It's time to find out as my opponent does make the call. And my tournament life officially is at risk here as I cannot fold on any single river. It's a 4. I've got 3 pair now, but that doesn't mean much. I check, not wanting to be all in, but my opponent does it for me. This can never be good news, but here I am. Gotta flick in the call. It's impossible to fold. And my fate is sealed. My opponent has pocket kings, and the dream is officially dead.
that was disappointing. It lasted a solid 10 minutes, maybe, if that, 10 minutes. Dealer didn't choose me, the deuces hand hurt, and oh well. The double up with eights gave me some life, and then the jack four felt like my hand needs protection, and at the stack depth, kind of have to go with it. I don't know how these players play, and if I had more information or something, maybe I can make an outrageous fold with jack four off 8 big blinds, but I don't know. It felt like the spot. But the dealer did not choose me today, and it's gonna happen a lot since there's like 300 players left, and it's hard to make like top 10 out of 300 players. But it feels bad now. I've officially, I guess I've officially realized that I cannot get out of the hole. I'm gonna have my first losing year as a poker player in 5 years or so. It's not a small number, so it feels bad. But tournament life is what happens. I'll take the cash, but there is a 25K coming up in 30 minutes. I think I'm just gonna have to play that, hop in. This is the 25K I won 2 years ago, so if there's a chance, there's a way, and there's a bailout tournament, it could be this one. It could be this one. So I might have to hop in, I get away my options, see how I feel, but GG's to the 10K main.
Okay guys, this is it. The largest buy-in for the entire series, and to close out my year, this is my Hail Mary for it all, the 25K. Action is developing quickly as the hijack jams 42,000, about 14 big blinds. I make the call with ace 10, and we're off to the races against his queen jack. It's a bad start out of the gates as he flops 2 pair. I'm gonna lose another significant all-in, but immediately looking down at a premium of pocket queens right after, I 3-bet my opponent, and my opponent 4-bet jams ace 3 of hearts for my tournament life in this $25,000 buy-in. Gonna need to hold versus ace 3. No hearts, no ace dealer, please. I'm begging you. We hold, and we're back in action with a much needed double up. Next, I'm back all in with my pocket 7s versus Martin Zamani, his ace 10. This guy has been so lucky versus me throughout my very short career. Can I please win one flip against him here? And there's no better badge of honor than Martin's laugh in my face as the 10 peels right off the river, sending me right back to the rebuy line.
I'll be very honest with you. These are not the most fun days in poker, where I seem to just not be able to win any hand at all. So there goes bullet 1 of the 25K onto the second one.
Okay, bullet 2, please treat me better. This is now a $50,000 buy-in, and I can't fail here. We look down at pocket jacks facing an under-the-gun jam. His all-in is over at 100,000 total. And okay, I'm all in 2 up against pocket 4s as an 80% chance to win a big pot and redeem myself from bullet 1. Oh, I've lost all hope now. My 80% turns to very quickly a complete 0%. He flops quads. And now my last 67,000 chips left at the 6K big blind. Things are truly looking bleak. I reshove the ace 10 offsuit in the small blind here. The original razor folds, but the button tank calls his jack 9. Oh my god. He flop a 9, then a 10. I double up and win this hand. And then I have pocket 10s versus pocket 8s for 10 big blinds. I hold, win another hand. All right, is the comeback on? It's crunch time now. At level 12, every single pot is crucial. I'm getting short stacked, and I need another double up or to steal a few pots. I only have 9 big blinds now at this point. Looking at ace 3 suited, I am all in. The opponent on my left, Dan, a very good friend of mine, makes the call. Oh no, he's got ace jack, and I'm gonna need to be very lucky here. Jack on the flop. That is going to send me to say goodbye to everyone left in this tournament. Goodbye to the 25K, a very sad turn of events.
Closing out another fun day of poker, guys. Min cash the main, brick 2 and 25K, so now I am officially completely buried. And that was my last shot of clearing out of this hole, and You know, it's expensive to play 25Ks. They add up, and I think like if I look back in the year, if I never played a 25, I'd actually be up in tournaments this year. So they're expensive, and the high variance, and you just gotta run good, and also probably play good too. So I don't know what's gonna happen the next couple days, but I'll bring you guys along. It's sad. I'm very, very sad, and I've lost lots of money this month and this week. And specifically today. Today was an extremely expensive day. Man, what a disaster today. Good morning, it's day 4 of this road to, well, I don't even know what the road is anymore, but today I'm playing a $3,000 tournament, and I desperately need a haircut, but nothing more like waking up and trying to rebound from a $50,000 loss yesterday than playing a $3,000 tournament. It's $3 million guaranteed, part of this WPT Win Winter December Festival, and here we go. $3,000 buy-in, hoping for a long day. We will play until the money, and let's just only be in for $3,000. That's the goal. I don't really know if I want to cash or win, but at least let's just be in for one bullet today.
Unlike the misfortunes of yesterday, today, we're running hot. I flop a set of 9s the first hand and immediately double up to start things off. Looks like the sun run is coming today, when I follow it up with getting pocket kings to win another all-in versus queen 3. I mean, really, could this possibly be the tournament? We're building up to 280,000. I got over 3x the average stack, and with 360 players left, 130 are in the money. Now, things are getting serious. We're getting close to the money with 169 players left. I have a lot of chips, but run into what I would call my version of hell here. With pocket queens, I'm facing a massive decision after I 4-bet pre-flop, and now my opponent snap jams for 430,000 chips. The average stack is only 280 right now, and this would be for a chip lead pot if I decide to call. Everything today has gone so smooth. I couldn't be more nervous here as we are close to the money. I have no desire in the world to get involved in such a massive pot like this, but rather I just want to coast into the money. But here we are. Pocket queens is simply too much of a hand to fold, and I'm praying he doesn't have kings or aces. And here I am making the call for almost a 900,000 chip pot. It's the classic ace-king versus pocket queens race. This is an extremely substantial pot that could change the entire year for the chip lead. And to change the trajectory of this tournament life, this is an all-in I must win. As a 58% favorite, we need this to save my year of 2024.
Queens and 10s with a 9. You have that covered?
Yeah.
That's how I get covered. Thanks.
I got a feel for my opponent here. I would be absolutely devastated if I were in his shoes to play all day long and things go well, just a bust for a chip lead opportunity. Luckily, I was on the right side of the luck here, and it's just me with an overwhelming chip lead approaching the money bubble.
Good morning. I think it's day 5 of this video now. To be honest, I've been staying and living at the Win for the past week, and I'm losing track of the days, but I know it's day 2 of this 3K. Prize pool just got announced. 700K for first place, and that will get me out of the hole for the year. So good luck us. Coming in as a chip lead, we've made it in the money in this 3K, and that's all I got for you as an update. Let's just try to run as good as we did yesterday and keep on spinning. Fingers crossed.
With $6,500 locked up as a min cash, there's 195 players left and over $700,000 for first. Let's get cooking. We are involved in an all-in pot to start the day for 500,000 chips. My ace queen versus ace jack and chop. Oh man, would have loved to add some extra chips into my stack, but alas, no chips here as we chop. We are transitioning into the all-in stage of the tournament here. With about 70 players left, I've been card dead, but I raised up my sixes in the cutoff to 50,000. Next, the button goes all in for about 11 big blinds. Here, when action folds to me, don't think I have much of a decision with a pair. Don't love the situation, but hoping I'm flipping and we see some bad news as my opponent has pocket eights, man. This would be a huge blow to the stack and my 20% does not hit. So now, losing this pot, I've dwindled my opportunity to crawl out of the hole to win this tournament, and now I'm stuck with about 11 big blinds myself. Here in this stage of the tournament, every pot matters, and with 7-4 of hearts in the big blind, there's a raise, a small blind call, and I'm in here to see a flop as well. Multi-way, it comes queen 6-4. With bottom pair, I check to the early position who bets 55,000, and I'm definitely going to come along for a call. Have a lot of opportunities and definitely hopeful to maybe hit one of those opportunities and improve. So seeing that I make the call, we're going to see a tricky turn, which comes a 5, improving me to a straight draw along with a pair, hoping I can just get them out of the pot. I bet about a third of my stack, and that's followed up with some bad news as my opponent is now all in. Oh boy. I didn't bet my hand to fold. And here we go. Got to flick it in for my tournament life. I've got to get lucky here. I know I'm behind up against ace-queen. I've got a straight draw, trips draw, 2-pair draw. Come on, river. Please, it's an ace. And there it goes. Saying goodbye to my tournament life, all my opportunity. I end up cashing out in 49th place for a little bit more than a $10,000 payday. And that goes the end of my 2024 year. Going over the results in cash games, I lost $265,000 in about 218 hours played. Tournaments, I lost $341,000. Man, winning that last tournament would have been huge for $700,000. Didn't cash very much, cashed in 12% of my tournaments, and overall, minus $606,856. GG's to 2024.